Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good whatever it is. Hi there, I'm Teacher Oakley. Welcome to Verbling, www.verbling.com. Check us out. Now, today's lesson is we're going to continue talking about prefixes, suffixes, and root words. We're going to talk about today something quite specific. We're going to talk about how, in particular, suffixes influence syllable stress, because they do. It's very confusing for second language English learners. For example, when they're learning about a word family, for example, easy one to pick is photograph. Photograph. It's photograph. Vu, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, teacher?
I'm hunky-dory.
Thank you.
Tickety-boo. Tickety-boo, Vu.
I don't understand, teacher.
You don't understand that one? I used to
Yeah.
work with a British teacher, and this is one of his favorite expressions. It's kind of like tickety-boo. It's kind of like hunky-dory, or peachy. Okay, it's goofy, silly ways to say good. I'm good. Tickety-boo. I'm great. Uh, in any case, I'm tickety-boo.
Okay.
Okay, Vu, help me out here. Now, looking at a word family, for example, photograph. Okay, do you know where the stress is? Photograph is made up of 3 syllables, right? Pho, to, graph. There's 3 vowel sounds, o, ah. Photograph. Those are the 3 syllables in the word. Vu, where is the primary stress? Where's the stress in that word? Photograph. First, second, or third syllable?
I think it is on the first
Yay,
first
Vu!
syllable.
Yes, very good. You are correct, sir. All right. But now, when we look at the word family, photographer. The person who takes a photograph is a photographer. Now we have 4 syllables. What happened to the word stress? Photographer. Now where is the syllable stress? Vu?
Uh, I guess it changed to
Yes, you're right.
second second syllables.
Precisely. Because we've added another
Hello,
ending,
hello, hello.
the now we have photographer. Hello, Irving. Hi
Hey,
there.
hello, how's it going?
So far, so good, Irving. Where are you from?
Mexico, how about you?
I'm okay. Where are you from?
Mexico.
Mexico. Excellent. Very good. Welcome to the class, Irving. All right, we're going to be looking at how suffixes influence syllable stress. Vu and I are playing around with the word family. Photograph, it's the first syllable. Then photographer, it's the second syllable. Wait a minute, hold your horses. How about if I say photographic? Photographic. Now, where is syllable stress? Irving? 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. Photographic.
3.
Correct. You're absolutely correct.
Number 3.
You're absolutely right. So we can see, because I added the IC ending or suffix. So there you see the problem with one of the millions of problems with learning English. When we add different suffixes, we actually change the stress and how we pronounce the word. Photograph, photographer, photographic. It jumps around, and we're going to hopefully learn a few clues that can help us with syllable stress and suffixes. Now, I say clues because there are just so many possible suffixes or typical endings of words that it's impossible to memorize how they influence the syllable stress in the root word. The root word is the base. Prefix comes in front of a word, like if I take believe. All right, I can add a suffix at the end, believable. All right, I can add a prefix at the beginning, unbelievable. That's a prefix, a root word, believe, a suffix, able. Okay, so there's so many suffixes, we couldn't possibly memorize each one and its influence. And even if we did, the fact is, heavy sigh, the fact is that even with these common syllable influences that suffixes have, there are exceptions. There are exceptions with almost each and every suffix. So we can only learn generally speaking. But I'm going to present you with that so at least you have some kind of clue about pronunciation when you run into a multi-syllabic word, a many-syllable word, because pretty much, unless it's the name of a chemical, well, actually, chemicals are made up of many root words, so even in that case, it's multi-syllable words are because we've added pieces to it, prefixes and suffixes and so forth, usually. Okay. All right, so hopefully, do you guys, well, let me check. Do you understand what a syllable is? Boo? Irving? You understand the concept of syllables being the beats of words, each independent new vowel sound is...
Yeah, that's a syllable. It's part of the word.
Yeah, they're like the beats of the words, and actually that makes up the rhythm of speaking, actually. Or we can look at it as being each separate vowel sound. Okay, substitute. How many syllables, Irving, in the word substitute?
5.
Yeah, no.
Can you repeat, teacher?
3.
Sure. Substitute. I'll write it too. Here it is in the Verbling chat box. Substitute. Whoops. I misspelled it. Yeah, you're right. I misspelled it the first time. Silly me. There we go. That's better. Substitute. Substitute. Yes. 3. Okay. Each vowel sound is a syllable. Okay. Understand what prefixes and suffixes are, right? Beginnings, common beginnings and endings of words. Okay. one more thing about syllable stress. Let's actually, I would like to do a screen share so you can see this and hear it as I'm telling you. All right, characteristics. Okay. Okay, stressed syllables, which we can talk about primary stress, and also there's something called secondary stress, which we use with compound nouns in particular, amongst other places. Stressed syllables will be loud. Okay, they're longer vowel sounds, stretched vowel sounds. They have full pronunciation of the A, E, I, O, U, U, E, O. Of the vowel is very clear. It's fully pronounced. And in primary stress, all words in English have a primary stress, even if it's one syllable. Then obviously there's only one choice. Multi-syllable words, there's always one syllable which has a higher pitch. Pitch is like ah, ah, high pitch, low pitch. Okay, as opposed to unstressed syllables, which are quiet and quick. They're very fast, very short. Reduced pronunciation. In fact, we usually pronounce them as what is called a schwa sound and a simple very relaxed. The I mean, that's it. Sometimes it can be a short I, or I, either way. Very reduced, relaxed vowel sound. There's no stress in your muscles. You're just making a sound, a voiced sound, really. And the pitch, I disagree slightly with this chart. Because a secondary stress has a very low pitch. The unstressed syllable is in the middle. It's very neutral. Everything about it is just neutral, fast, and very simple. For example, louder, longer, clearer, high pitch is what you're looking for in a primary stress. For example, I'll give you a good example. Vu, can you see the verbaling chat box?
Yes, teacher.
Okie doke. Can too, Irving? Thank you. Cool.
No, I can't.
You cannot.
No.
Irving, you might try this. See if this works for you. Over in the sidebar, there's a gold V inside a blue box. If you click on that, hopefully the verbaling chat box will load for you. Okay? Give that a shot.
But I can see nothing. I only see myself there.
Okay. You're in the blue chat box, right? I can see because you're chatting. Did you try
the left bar?
Yeah, on the you're in the top one. I'm saying go down. There's a green thing, a yellow thing, blue camera, a little wrench, and below that there's a gold V. You can try it. Maybe it won't work. I don't know, but okay. In any case, I'll write words on the screen share from now on. But Vu, you can try this one. Say this word over here. Just read it for me.
Fashionable.
Okay. The word is fashionable. All right. Where's the syllable stress?
The first
Yes.
one.
Most certainly, the first syllable has primary stress. Fashionable. There are 4 syllables. The first one has stress. The remaining 3 syllables are all just a schwa sound, just a fashionable. They're very relaxed. You're just basically using a marker to say, hey, there's a vowel here. There's an I-O, there's an A, there's an E. Doesn't matter what the vowel is. It sounds exactly the same in an unstressed syllable. It just sounds like Okay, so that's the idea. Now, there is a pretty extreme difference between an unstressed syllable and a stressed syllable. That's what we're going to look at, because that syllable stress, that remarkable difference in how much we pronounce the actual syllable is so marked, it is so distinct, that it's a good idea to learn a little bit about how suffixes change that stress. All right, I'm going to do a screen share with you to start to look at this. Okay, using suffixes to predict stress. Okay, for example, Irving, can you read this word?
Employee.
Employee. Okay.
Employee.
Very good. Vu. You try this one?
Refugee. Refugee.
Refugee. J.
Refugee.
Yeah, I need to hear the like J sound. J. Refugee.
Refugee.
All right. Notice the similarity. Notice the long E ending. Employee. Refugee. Referee. Trainee. What happens with this particular suffix? And this is highly unusual. Okay. The stress moves to the last syllable, to the actual suffix itself. All right. This is actually quite rare. What kinds of words are these, Irving? Do you know? Is it a noun, an adjective, an adverb, or a verb?
Adjective.
I know. He is a referee. He is a refugee. These are actually, this suffix talks about people, trainee, employee. So people are nouns. People, person, place, or thing is a noun. Okay. So these are all nouns. So here's another thing that suffixes do. We can use suffixes to predict what the word form is, as in noun, verb, adjective, adverb. Okay, these long E sounds, trainee, or ear, also, okay, volunteer, career, ESE, in which we talk about origin or nationality, Chinese, Japanese, Portuguese, and even the eek sound. It still has a. I know it doesn't have an e, but it still has that long sound. E, unique, technique, antique. All right. All of these words in this group stress the suffix itself. You can basically, usually, if the ending or the suffix, the ending of the word ends with E, we're going to be stressing the suffix itself. We're going to be stressing the end. Now, these are, some of these are nouns: employee, engineer, of course, Chinese, Japanese. These are adjectives: unique, adjective, antique, adjective. Technique is a noun, so IQE. IQUE can be either a noun or an adjective. All right, mostly we're looking at nouns and adjectives that end with the E sound. Okay. This is very unusual, especially for nouns and adjectives. It's not normal to end a noun or adjective with stress. It's not normal. This is quite rare. And it only happens with these long E sound suffixes. There is actually a reason why. That is the truth. And I think it's important, so I'd like to kind of demonstrate it. Okay. Let's see. There's a reason why. Usually nouns and adjectives have stress in the beginning of the word. Usually the first syllable, sometimes the second syllable. But there's a reason for that, and it has to do with how we connect words. Another, excuse me, another suffix that's not here is EEN, as in this word. Okay. Irving, what's this word?
17.
Okay. 17. Yes, it is a number, 17. And in order to differentiate it, to make it distinct and different from 70, 70, we need to be very careful about stressing the last syllable, 17. Okay. It to be different from this word. Whoops. Let me make that black. Vu, and of course this word is
70.
70. Where's the stress?
The first sound.
Indeed, you are correct. The first syllable gets stress. 70. Why endings are not stressed? This is a common mistake for second language learners. They're not stressed, but they are pronounced 70. D. It has, even though I know T, it should sound like T, but it's more like eh. It gets reduced. 70. 17. Big difference. Now, I run into a problem here because in English, you can never have two primary stresses in a row when you join words together into a phrase or into a sentence. You can't do it. So I have a problem here if I back this up. Doot, 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 and I hook it on because I want to give a date. All right, I'm talking about the date. Here it is, 7. Okay, I can't do this. I have a problem. I have to actually change the syllable stress of the words. Let me hear how you guys do it. Irving, how would you say this date?
70.
That's pretty good. That's very good. Vu?
17.
Okay. Notice both of you did this. You both did a great job. You did not stress 17. You didn't go higher pitch on 17. All right? Instead, so that you could alternate high stress with unstressed, you both did this. Maybe you don't even realize you did it, but I could hear it. 1770. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what you do. So especially with these words here, with the long E sound, suffixes, they get their stress changed a lot. Simply because they're not constructed like most most nouns and adjectives. Here's another such case. Now, normally, okay, Chinese is stressed in the word citizen. The first syllable is stressed. So we have the same problem here. Again, you're going to do the same thing. Vu, how should I say this?
Chinese citizen.
Well, you kind of went wild on the E's. Irving, you want to give it a shot?
Chinese citizen.
That's it. Yep. Okay. Instead of, you're going to reduce pronunciation of this E's. It's going to be lower. So the first syllable is going to get the stress. This is called movable stress, moving stress. And I introduce this to you gentlemen today because this happens a lot. It's one of the results of the fact that these long E suffixes get the primary stress. So as a result, they often get their stress changed because they won't match up with other words. Chinese citizen. He's a Chinese citizen. He is Chinese. He's a Chinese citizen. Chinese. Ah, my pitch drops. Chinese citizen. All right. Okay, so this is the easiest. This is the easiest one to deal with, frankly. The suffix used to predict stress. I think there are a couple of exceptions, 1 or 2, 3 maybe words out there where this doesn't work. For the most part, stressing these long E sound suffixes, for the most part, it works. Now, there are suffixes when we add them where we're going to stress the syllable immediately before the suffix. Okay, so it moves the stress wherever the stress may be. It will be in front of the suffix when you add this suffix. Maybe this changes it from the root word, maybe it does not. Okay, now here's the problem with this little thing. I-A-L, U-A-L, I-A-N, S-I-O-N, shun, shun, shent, shus, shus, ick, ibble, itty, iffy, ludgy, griffy, and meter. Oh my God, how are you possibly going to remember all of that? Well, frankly, you probably won't. And frankly, neither will I. That's way too much to remember. And again, there are exceptions to this rule. It's not really a rule. It's more of a guideline. But if I was to give you a guideline to try to remember, I would say, let me read down the suffixes in the pronunciation. Il, yul, ian, shun, shun, yent, shus, shus, ick, ibble, itty, iffy, ludgy, gruffy. Other than ludgy and gruffy, and which end in y, and they're actually, the suffix is 2 syllables. Notice that they are either a y, yent, yus, shus, or a short I sound, ick, ibble, itty. Okay? So there's a bunch of suffixes with a yul, yin, okay? Or with a short I, the exceptions being ludgy and gruffy. And that is why we have photography. If I get rid of the graphy in photography, it's the short form, the informal form, is photo. Photo. First syllable stress. It's because I add graphy that I have to now stress the middle syllable here. That's why this is being stressed. Okay. And it's before, not the last syllable, but before the entire suffix. In this case, graphy. I realize the entire suffix itself can be 1 or 2 syllables. I don't think there's any with 3, but often 2 syllables. Humidity. Okay. So, finance, for example, becomes, Irving,
Finances.
Financial. This C, by the way, yeah, is an SH sound. Financial and artificial. It makes an SH sound. When you see this IAL, even Irving, even essential doesn't sound like a T at all. It actually sounds like SH. Essential, like ship and sheep. Essential. Essential. Artificial. Okay. All right. Notice in every case, it is the syllable which precedes. It is the syllable before the suffix. Okay. Which is why we say Canadian instead of Canadian. Okay. Vegetarian, politician. All right. Now you are going to find exceptions for sure. I don't remember any off the top of my head, but mostly, usually, 98% of the time, these particular suffixes cause the syllable to jump immediately before the suffix. All right. Again, if you're going to try to remember it, well, shus, sounds, and also many of the ick. And this is why when we say photographic, all right, suddenly I have to change the syllable stress again to precede ick. Photographic. There it is again, because of this particular addition. So sometimes this happens, all right, that more than one suffix could be added to the end of the word. For example, superstitious. All right, I can add ly to create an adverb. Superstitiously. Ly, on the other hand, as a suffix, doesn't change the stress, so I don't have to worry about it. But just I'm giving that to you as an example of superstition, superstitious, superstitiously. There are cases where we add two suffixes, two different endings to a word, as in actually photo, photograph, photographic. Okay, photographic. Okay. All right. Any questions about this idea? You guys have any questions? No? Okay. All right. Let's look at another group of weirdness here. All right. here is another group of suffixes, a much smaller group, thankfully. ATE, IZE, ARY, and the OUS group of suffixes. Thankfully, it's much shorter. This does something very weird. It moves the stress to 2 syllables before the suffix. The first 2 are fairly easy to figure out. Vu, can you try this word?
Yes, teacher. Exaggerate.
Okay, exaggerate. Sometimes EX sounds like eggs. You know, eggs you have for breakfast. Okay, exaggerate. Okay, very good. Sometimes EX can sound like X, like the letter X, like X-ray. But, okay, here it's eggs. Exaggerate. Very good. Okay, Irving, how about this word?
Operate.
Operate, okay. And how about this one, Irving?
Apologize.
Perfect. Apologize. Vu?
Computerize.
Computerize. Okay, so it has jumped. Here's the suffix IZE. Here's a syllable. 2 syllables in front is the stress syllable. Vu, what are all these words with ATE and IZE? This group right here.
I think they are verb.
I think you are right. Yes, they are verbs. However, sometimes with ATE, now this is also interesting, another pronunciation note here. Okay, associate, when I use this as a verb, okay, there are many ATE suffix words, which can be a verb, or it can be an adjective. All right, actually, certificate can be a noun. All right. In the case of these words, notice when you guys pronounce these, you guys had operate and exaggerate. The 8 actually has a kind of secondary stress. All right. If you remember, I mentioned that secondary stress, primary stress has high pitch, and secondary stress has low pitch. So exaggerate. The first and third syllable are unstressed, so they're sort of in the middle of the pitch range. Basically, English has 3 pitch range: high, medium, low. Exaggerate. 8 goes low. That has secondary stress. In verbs, when we use these words as a verb, I know how to operate a car. I exaggerate a lot. I don't associate with him anymore. We're going to certificate the student. All right. When we use it as a verb, 8 is fully pronounced, okay? If you remember, full pronunciation of the vowel sound. It's longer, it's louder, but it's low. It's secondary stress. Okay? However, when we use this as an adjective, listen to the way I say this. He is an associate salesman. He's an associate salesman. Totally different than I don't associate with associate salesman. totally different pronunciation. No longer do I use the secondary stress, okay, on the suffix. Instead, it's unstressed, so I just associate. All right, some of these words cannot be. Associate can be an adjective or a verb. Exaggerate, well, it cannot. Instead, we make the adjective by saying exaggerated, in which case nothing changes. It's an exaggerated rumor. Okay, so I'm not changing. I'm still using the normal verb pronunciation. It's totally an exaggerated story. All right, nothing changes if I'm going to just add ed at the end. When we don't have to do that, associate member, okay? So that's something important to keep in mind because ATE is very special. It's the only suffix which functions like that. We change the pronunciation of the suffix depending if it's a verb or an adjective or a noun. It's also a certificate. I got my certificate. All right. Again, I reduce pronunciation. I don't say 8. And all of these, IZE, they're all verbs. You're absolutely right. Secretary, necessary, vocabulary, contemporary. These airy words can be, well, what are they? Irving? Secretary. Is it a noun, an adjective, an adverb?
Secretary, it's a noun.
Yes, it is. But then on the other hand, we have contemporary and necessary. Well, which are adjectives. Okay, so ARY, again, can be a noun or an adjective. The yus endings. Well, let's try a couple of these harder words to pronounce. Vu, can you try this one?
Spontaneous.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. And okay. Notice, all right, this letter in front, EIU, which is underlined in the examples, changed. It gets pronounced, as Vu demonstrated, spontaneous. All right, so the suffix would be considered the OUS, and then moving the stress to te, to the two, second syllable before the suffix. All right, thankfully, that's a lot shorter. Spontaneous, mysterious. Notice how much it drops when we do this on the syllable. Very similar to 8 in the verbs. Courageous. Just. Okay, there's an exception. I don't say GS. Spontaneous. Courageous. No, courageous. All right, it's there, but you don't really hear it. That's a trick. That's a drop syllable. That's a trick. Mysterious. Yeah, you definitely hear the I. Impetuous. Yeah, you definitely hear the U. Simultaneous. Definitely you hear it. Courageous. One of those weird kind of exceptions I was talking about. Okay. One more thing. Talking about syllables, not necessarily to do with suffixes per se, but a very valuable thing to know in any case, and that is these. Let's take a look at these because this is important in pronunciation. There are many two-syllable words used as both nouns and verbs. There are many in English, loads and loads. Nouns, generally, again, this is a guideline, not a rule. Nouns, you'll have the stress on the first syllable, and verbs, in general, again, 98% of the time, the stress will be on the second syllable. For example, the verb will be record. The noun, on the other hand, is record. Okay. So, Irving, try reading this sentence.
The bank recorded a new record yesterday.
Perfect. All right. The bank recorded a new record yesterday. Okay, recorded is the verb, obviously past tense, and a new record. Record. Okay, this is like super common. It happens a lot. Vu. All right. Here we have another word. The verb present, or the noun present. All right. Vu, try reading this sentence here.
Yes. He presented his wife with a beautiful present.
That was a little backwards. Try one more time. He presented his wife.
Presented his wife with a beautiful present.
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 Yeah. Present. By the way, when it comes to syllables and pronunciation and all that, whether you consider PRE to be the syllable or do you consider it to be PRES, if that's easier for you, there's no rules about that. It doesn't matter. The main idea is that the vowel sound is the center. The vowel sound is the important thing. So where you place the consonants when you're breaking a word into syllables makes absolutely no difference whatsoever. It really doesn't matter. Okay, so he presented his wife with a beautiful present.
Present.
Okay. Present. Yeah. Do you know what a present is? Boo.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you get any presents for your birthday?
Oh yes, teacher.
Good. Glad to hear it. Okay. Present. A gift. Okay. Let's look at another example. In the noun form, conduct. 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 Oh, I'm sorry. I'm saying that wrong. I'm saying it like the verb. Conduct. Conduct. Your conduct. Okay. And the verb form is conduct. Very distinct difference here. Irving, you want to try this sentence?
They're conducting a student into his conduct.
Perfect. Okay, you're good at this. All right. Very good. Okay, let's try another. Vu. Okay, the noun is he's a suspect. Suspect. And then the verb suspect. All right, so give it a try here.
Yes. The suspect was suspected of robbing the bank.
Okay, very good. That was much better. The suspect was suspected of robbing the bank. Okay. One little note about suspect and suspect. most second language speakers believe this is a negative word all the time, but it is not necessarily. In case you're thinking this, or anyone viewing, I can suspect my wife is going to throw a surprise party for me. Somebody gave me an anonymous love letter. My suspect is Elizabeth. Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean that you've committed a crime or done something bad, or that you will do something bad, or that you have done something bad. You can be suspected of doing something positive and good. So I just wanted to make that clear. This is a very common mistake. Okay, actually, let's look at one more, because sometimes, here's another thing to be aware of. Sometimes not only does the syllable stress get changed, sometimes, okay, oh, okay. Okay, this isn't, no, sorry. I got myself confused. Sometimes the consonant sound changes. This is not such a case. Actually, the consonant sound does not change here. Sorry, I thought I had a different example. Nope, this one would be simply the noun desert, and the verb to desert. Desert, dessert, okay. All right. The desert is so dry that it is usually deserted. Okay. Very good. All right. Sometimes, however, there's a couple words. I thought I was running into it here. I'm sorry, I misled you. Sometimes, I see if I can think of an example, but sometimes the S sound will be an S in one form and a Z sound pronunciation in another form. Sometimes not only does the syllable stress change, but the actual consonant sounds will change. Let's try something here. Okay, you got two words here. Let's see, hang on. Let me zoom in. Zoom. Oops. Okay. You got two words here. All right. Let's see if you guys can recognize where the stress is, and tell me if the stress is in the same place in both words. All right. So first, just read the word. Try to tell me which syllable the stress is in, and see if it's the same first, second, third as the second word. Okay. Irving, first things first, just read the word.
Incompatible.
Good. Where is the stress? Okay. How many syllables we have? In?
5.
No. In? Yes, 5. You're actually right. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. Incompatible. You're right. Which syllable is stressed?
Pat.
Pat. Yep. I would agree with you. Incompatible. All right. Second word.
Sociology.
Okay. How many syllables?
4.
I disagree. So, C, A, L, G. There's 5. In this case, okay, what you have here, sometimes this happens in English, you have two vowels together. Now, sometimes, like, for example, beautiful, B-E-A-U, even though it's 3 vowels, it's only 1 syllable. It's really only 1 vowel sound, beau. Sometimes, however, in English, we have 2 vowels together, and we use something called a glide. In this case, sociology. We have a Y sound. This is called a glide. Usually a glide is either a W or a Y to join the 2 vowel sounds together. All right, that's how you got tricked. Okay, what syllable is stressed here? Sociology. Do you think?
Oh,
Sociology.
second.
Well, actually, it's this one. Sociology. If you remember, you probably don't. L-O-G-Y, logy, and graphy moves the syllable stress to 1 position in front of the suffix. Okay. Same with ibble. Incompatible. Okay. Well, I'm afraid that we have definitely run out of time, and I have to run along because I have another class. I have a one-on-one tutoring class to go to. So, thank you, gentlemen. I hope you learned a little bit about predicting syllable stress using suffixes. Bye. Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much
teacher.
for your
Yes, thank you so
Have a
much.
attention.
great day. Bye bye.
Okay, you too. Take care. Bye.